This is just one of the many monuments located within St Margaret's Church in Barking. And I often say about such monuments that are located within a church, and tombstones, headstones, gravestones, whatever you wish to call them, that are located outside in a churchyard, that they're really great pieces of social history. You can learn so much about a person's life from them, and you can also learn lessons as well, both good and bad, as in this case. And this is a monument to a much loved father, but a man with a darker side to his past as well. And this very well carved monument was made by the eminent sculptor Patrick McDowell, Royal Academy, who's responsible for works or working on such works as the Prince Albert Memorial. And the inscription on this one reads, "To the memory of Robert Westley Hall Esq of Ilford Lodge in this parish, who died April the 13th, 1834, aged 83 years. This monument is erected as a sincere though feeble testimony of gratitude and love by his son, Robert Westley Hall Dare." And where the darker side to this man's past comes in, the Westley Hall Dare family were heavily involved in the running of Maria's Pleasure Sugar Plantation on Wackaname Island near the Essequibo River in Demerara, which is modern-day Guyana. And particularly with his son, they were also heavily involved in politics too. This is the bust on that monument of Robert Westley Hall Esq. And this is the man himself. This painting, we see him in the 1790s as a man aged in his 40s. Here we see a black and white copy of another painting, but showing Robert Westley Hall Esq as a much older man. And this is Ilford Lodge, Essex, the house in which he lived and died. And the monument we see to Robert Westley Hall Esq in St Margaret's Church is a monumental piece only. It doesn't mark a last resting place, because he was actually buried in St Mary's Church, Thaden Bois in Essex, and buried in the family vault on April the 24th, 1834, as we can see here from his burial entry. And the politics and darker side, etc. This is his son, Robert Westley Hall Dare. And this is a fairly early photograph of the man, the son of Robert Westley Hall. He inherited the sugar plantation from his father and was an MP for South Essex. It was this man who commissioned the monument to his father. He was born Robert Westley Hall, but legally added the Dare part to his surname so he could inherit his wife's fortune. What we have to remember about those days is when a woman got married, what was hers legally became her husband's. And this man was quite heavily mocked in his day. As I said, MP for South Essex. And this satirical sketch shows Robert Westley Hall Dare carving up parts of Essex to prevent them from gaining an opposing MP. And if you look at the cake or biscuit that he's carving up, to the bottom left of it you can see featured Barking itself. And the picture that's up on the wall between the two men's heads, that's a real dig at him. And this is what we're going to look at now. This one, from the same satirical sketch, hints heavily to the family's role in owning a sugar plantation that was worked by slaves. So, a dig in an era where slavery, although England was the first country to start the transatlantic slave trade, it was also the first country to end it. And come the 1830s, slavery was becoming highly unpopular with many. So that's the Westley Hall Dare family, and a monument to a man that was obviously a much loved father, but had a darker side to him, of which he made his fortune off the backs of other people's misery. and that's the monument to Robert Westley Hall Esq. And as I say, we can learn a lot from such monuments, lessons both good and bad.